Wednesday. It's the middle of the week, and I can say today traffic wasn't quite as bad as it normally is. Monday and Tuesday it's pretty wild, but today I have a trophy about this big I'd like to give to two idiot drivers. Y'all, if you're coming out of the racetrack down on 515 where there have been multiple horrific accidents, you don't pull a bobcat on a truck out in front of a big line of trucks and trailers and us going the speed limit, because you're going to cause a problem. But he doesn't get the trophy. The gray Jeep behind him, who decided, well, if he can dart out there, I can too. And so me and the tractor and trailer beside me had to slow down real fast to keep from hitting these two in a hurry people. It gets better than that. The dude in the big gray truck pulling the trailer that pulled out in front of us went a quarter of a mile and turned left. Now, Bubba, you could have waited just a little bit till we passed by, but you didn't. And I don't know if y'all know about a tractor and trailer, but I've ridden in a whole bunch of them, and let me tell you what happens. If you're in that tractor and trailer and you are loaded with 40,000 pounds and somebody pulls out in front of you, you can't stop. There ain't no way in the world you can stop. Thank goodness the tractor and trailer was in the right lane. I was in the left lane. I was in the lane that was of jeopardy. But had I hit the back of the trailer, which I probably would have if I wasn't a good defensive driver, then the tractor and trailer, I would have spun over in front of him. I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be here today. So to you folks in that gray Jeep, shame on you. And you fella in that gray truck, the dually, pulling the trailer, shame on you. There's no sense in being such a big hurry. Just do like Granny said. This was my granny's motto. Now, if I was taking her to the doctor and the appointment was at 1 and I wasn't there by 11:30, the doctor's office was 20 minutes away. 20 minutes, y'all. We had an extra hour. But Granny would call me and say, well, are you not coming to get me? And I'd say, well, yeah, Granny, I'm coming. But I said, we don't have to be there till 1. Well, Shug, we need to leave because you never know what kind of traffic you're going to run into. Well, ain't that the truth? That's the truth. But the key is watch out, leave early, and slow down. And I kind of like that the boys in blue have been sitting all up and down 515. You know why? This is the time of year they're going to write a record-breaking amount of tickets. Shame, shame, shame. If you're going 85, you're going to get you a ticket on there. Now, if you're going about 75, that almost is the flow of traffic, which is a shame because the speed limit is 65. But folks get in a big old hurry to get up here to these mountains, and I understand it because I love them too. But slow down, y'all. Just slow down and enjoy the day. Today's Wednesday. Wednesday used to be the day that small businesses in our towns closed. Businesses weren't even open. Boy, has this world changed. Sunday, businesses didn't used to be open. We used to be at home with family. Remember those days? Those were good days. Those were good old days. A lot of folks would have dinner at Granny's. They'd be sitting on the porch and they'd be having a really good time. And somebody would pick up a banjo and somebody would pick up a mandolin. And guess what? That's what today's program is going to be about. We've got lots of local good music that you're going to get to hear. From the Deep River Boys up in Mineral Bluff, to the Barker Brothers over in Copper Hill, to Brett Cantrell from right here in Ellijay, to Mr. Ellijay. So today is going to be a day of good music, but it's also going to be a day of good news because we've got some photos we're going to share with y'all. And in these photos, it shows the good news, because the good news is my presidential vice president candidate is coming to Flowery Branch, and I'm so excited I can't hardly stand it. And guess who's going to be there? Well, guess me. And I'm so excited that the flavor of the U.S. is coming back to God, and we are talking more about God. We are founded on the principles of the Bible. We are founded on the belief that God is in charge. Now this, I have to share with y'all my prices, my strategy. Everybody knows I'm an Ingles girl. Will you see that? I bought about 40 cans of veggies for 78 cents a can, because you can't cook it, you can't grow it, can it that cheap. But you see that brand? I have fallen off the White Lily wagon, because White Lily was $4.68 and the Southern Biscuit was on sale for $3.98. I've now used it 2 weeks in a row. I bought it twice, and the Southern Biscuit is really, really good flour. I hate to say anything about my White Lily, because Lord knows it is the best. But, and look at this, 98 cents for the noodles. And then you buy your cheese on sale, and Ingles had cheese on sale, so I bought me some cheese on sale and made homemade macaroni and cheese. So that was a good price. So when things are bad, we talk about it and we complain about it. When things are better, we're going to talk about it and praise it. And that is how I buy meat at Ingles. It's reduced for quick sale, but it ain't a thing in the world wrong with it. It's been out there 2 hours or whatever, and they reduce it, and that's how you buy stuff. You check out, that's the cheese, and that big block of cheese was only $1.78, and then I mixed it up with milk and butter and salt and pepper, and I put it into them macaroni, and Lord, how mercy was that good. So we can shop wisely, and that's what I've been really, really trying to do. We're going to show you a little video of my checkout at the grocery store, because the checkout at the grocery store would show you this thing I buy every week that it's on sale. Now, if it's not on sale, I don't touch it, because if it's not on sale, it's $5. And it is a container of mixed greens. See those containers right there? I can use one of those, and every day for a week I can make a salad. And I use those pickles, and I use the Laura Lynn brand, and I make myself a salad. Well, you can spend $5 to $10 for a salad if you go out to eat, but I try to eat at the office instead of going out. I still love to go out to eat. But if I'm at the office, instead of driving somewhere and getting something to eat, I make me a salad. And I make it because I buy those things on sale. So be sure and check out your sales, because your local grocery stores are suffering. They are not gouging, they are suffering, because they are paying more for product because transportation. Keep that in mind. There ain't one thing that got to your house that did not get transported by a truck. A tractor and trailer had something to do with all of it. Tractors and trailers run on tires, and they buy insurance, and they buy liability insurance, which is always expensive. And they buy fuel every day, and they buy that Shell Rotella oil that is very expensive, very, very expensive. It's expensive because we cut off our resources, and when we did that about 4 years ago, it stuck us in the back with a knife, and that's about all it did for us. It stuck us in the back with a knife. So now tomorrow's going to be a very special day in Georgia, because in North Georgia you're going to have an opportunity to get out live and in person and see my vice presidential candidate. Now, everybody watched, and they were saying, who's Trump going to choose? Who's Trump going to choose? I didn't know J.D. Vance from Joe's House Cat. I had no idea who this man was, but let me tell you, I can take the list and I can go down it. J.D. would be my choice. He is amazing. And if you don't know his life story, he truly grew up in a very, very, I guess can I use the word hillbilly? He's from a hillbilly family. He's from Kentucky and then Ohio. And if you haven't seen the movie Hillbilly Ellijay, be prepared for the language in it, but it is his true life story. And seeing that, you are even more amazed that this young man graduated with honors from a very affluent college after serving a tour of duty in Iraq. This young man is a very, very special person, and I am so honored to be able to vote for him for Vice President of the United States. And you know what's even better than that? When we get him in there as President and Vice President in 4 years, then we can vote for J.D. for President. And he will be one of those common sense presidents. I'm all excited. I'm finally excited about the politics, because I hadn't been. I've been very, very depressed. But we can do it, but we have to get together. I've been talking to a lot of preachers, and I've put the heat on the preachers. The preachers ought to be telling their flock, what you do and what you think about and how you make your decisions. And I think the preachers are coming together and finally doing it. Guess who's going to be here next week? Your favorite preacher. Preacher Matt Dibler will be with us, and then Preacher Travis Bridgman will be with us. I've decided to call the preachers in and help us get through these last 40 days of trying moments. There's going to be some trying moments, and there's going to be some stuff that you question and you wonder and you think, and I hope that you just put your common sense hat on you and you just vote for the person who does not. One of the campaigns is running completely on, the only thing that they have a lot of leverage on is they believe on abortion up until the 9th month. Well, I'm sorry. I am very sorry I don't. And I can't even imagine that. It almost makes my skin crawl to think about it. But that team has had that on their agenda forever. And they actually have, I had some video I had hoped to have loaded by today, and I don't have it done yet. But this is of that person. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to. She flew into Atlanta last week for a 30-minute visit to an abortion rally. Now, do you know what it cost to bring that plane in from D.C. to Atlanta to land at Dobbins? And then they shut the roads down for miles for her motorcade to get her there on time for an abortion rally. Now, think about it. I know most of my viewers, and I know you think like I think. And I know that you understand that, yes, at some point in time, there might be a special circumstance that would need to be done to save the life of the mother, or if some horrible something had happened. But at 9-month pregnancy, I'm sorry, to me that is one word, and you know the word. But when I saw, somebody sent me video clips of that plane landing, and I said, she's not scheduled to be in Atlanta. And they said, oh no, she's here for an abortion rally. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I started adding up the dollars. Well, we figured it was between $150,000 and $300,000 to do this trip on that plane. That's our tax dollars at work. That's our tax dollars doing what they do best. And I wasn't happy with it, but I can't wait to get the video and share it, because it was all over, it was everywhere. And one of my friends happens to work right where they had the road shut down. And he said, I'm stuck at work. I can't leave. You know, you're sitting here. You can't, you just, and nobody knows why. And then they said, oh, yeah, she made an impromptu visit. Yeah, right. Yeah, it was planned. But one of those things, our tax dollars at work. Now, today, I have a Bible verse that I want to read, and I think it's really perfect. I don't know how Daryl decides on the Bible verses he shares, but I'm going to share this one with you. And it's crazy because yesterday in President Trump's rally, he was talking about how God has truly saved his life. Luke 2:14, glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among those with whom he is pleased. I think that he is pleased with what we are doing to gather our flock to vote the conservative values that we've always known and loved and lived in America. And the conservative values include closing the border. The conservative values include stopping the crime, and the crime scares me to death. Most of you know the history of our family and the fact that addiction almost wiped us out a couple of different times. Dawn, I thought, I didn't think she would make it. I just didn't think she would make it. She had been addicted to drugs for a long time, and there were times that I would think this is the last time, she'll never make it through this, but she did. She did by the grace of God. And when I look around, I know so many families who have faced the same thing I have. There's a precious lady up in Ducktown, Tennessee, who she just celebrated 10 years of clean and sober, no drugs. You think about the miracles of God. There are so many miracles that we see every single day. And if you don't believe that he is real, and he keeps showing up. He just keeps on showing up. Every time we start to throw in the towel and we get depressed, he shows up. And yesterday, President Trump was talking about that, and about how, you know, he said, it doesn't make sense that I have survived 2 assassination attempts. And he said, I have to give God the glory, because that's the only reason. The only reason. And we know that if you look at all our lives, there's something. I think about it a lot, because when Angela died, I thought, okay, God, you are real in our lives. We love you. We believe in you. Why didn't you stop that bullet? It was her time. It was her time. And I have had to accept that. I don't like it. I never think about it in a good way. But she was doing something that she was battling depression and really, really fighting depression. And depression is honestly, I think that Satan sends to seek and destroy. And he was seeking to destroy her life. You knew her beautiful smile. You knew how much she loved people, but Satan came into her life, and it was very, very sad. And the end of her life was, it still is almost like a blur. I know it happened. I know it was real. And I think about how real it was. We had the walkie-talkie on listen to the police scanner. And we listened to the police scanner till about 2:30 in the morning. I don't know why. Up late that night and just sitting around talking, and had the scanner on at 2:30, turned it off and went to bed. And at 3:37, the police were at my door to tell me that my daughter had taken her life. At that time, somebody told me that they had their scanner on and they heard her address and the call for help come in. What if I'd been that mom sitting at home listening and heard that? I don't know how I could have handled that. I don't know how any moms handle the loss of their children. And I want to ask you to pray for a very, very special lady up in Copper Hill. She is fighting cancer. She's having problems with her insurance. She buried her husband. She's buried 2 daughters. She has gone through so much, but her faith is so strong. And so today, will you please pray for Rose and pray that she gets the PET scan she really, really needs. Every single day we see God show up, and I hope that he will show up in her life and that he will give her the helping hand that she needs, because it's just fighting with an insurance company. Think about that, y'all. When we're fighting for our life, we also have to fight to get our medical care, and that's something that we don't ever have to do, and it happens. It happens. So today it's going to be good music, some toe tapping, hillbilly music, some bluegrass music, some Mr. Ellijay music, and we're going to really look at what happens to a guy from the back hills of Kentucky who ends up in Ohio and then goes and joins the military, becomes a very, very special Marine, and then comes home, gets himself a college education, and now is a vice presidential candidate. He started in the hills of Kentucky. So we're going to share a little clip, a couple of clips, a little bit of music, and then we're going to go to a lot of really good bluegrass music. So sit back, y'all. Here we go.
Senator Vance, Julie with WCNC Charlotte. I'm curious about the debate, how you're feeling ahead of it, how you're preparing, and should this be the last debate of the election cycle?
Well, look, I think one thing that's true about the debates, and whether it should be the last debate of the election cycle, is that Donald Trump accepted a debate on Fox News and Kamala Harris ran from it. And if you think about the difference, between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump did a hostile debate with CNN, a network that's not friendly to him. He did a hostile debate with ABC where, remember, the moderators fact-checked him multiple times and didn't fact-check Kamala Harris when she said outrageous things. Remember, Kamala Harris, just a few weeks ago, you had American troops who were nearly killed in an attack by Iranian militias, and Kamala Harris had the audacity to say there are no troops in active combat. Where was the fact check from ABC for that? And look, if Kamala Harris wants to go on Fox News or wants to do some hostile interviews, we welcome her to do that. But what me and Donald Trump are going to keep on doing is going everywhere and talking to everybody. We talk to the hostile media, we talk to the friendly media, we talk to the national media, we talk to the local media, and we do it because we think the American people deserve leaders who try to earn their vote instead of expecting it to be.
We're going to toss to Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, because J.D. Vance. Nope. Not J.D. Vance. Oh, Brenna Byrd, who is the Attorney General of Iowa, is now approaching the podium. And we are awaiting, the reason we jumped in, we are awaiting J.D. Vance's arrival.
President of the United States, Senator J.D. Vance.
Why don't we liberate these United States? We're the ones who need it worst. Let the rest of the world help us for change, and let's rebuild America first. Wow. Our highways and bridges are falling apart. Who's blessed? Who has been cursed? There's things to be done all over the world. Let's rebuild America first. Who's on the hill and who's watching the valley? Who's in charge of it all? God bless the Army and God bless our liberty. That got the rest of it all. Yeah, men in position are backing away. Freedom is stuck in reverse. Let's get out of Iraq, get back on the track, and let's rebuild America first. Why don't we liberate these United States? We're the ones who need it the most. You think I'm blowing smoke? Boys, it ain't no joke. I make 20 trips a year coast to coast.
Ohio Senator J.D. Vance making his way ever so slowly to the center podium here at Fiserv Forum. When you are representing yourself as a vice presidential nominee of the people, what you do is spend ample time with delegates of your party, which Senator Vance is quite clearly doing. You see right near him his wife Usha. They met at Yale University, students there. Senator Vance had a distinguished academic career at Yale and at Ohio State University. It is worth noting that as he was making his way through the Ohio delegation, 2 bear hugs with the sitting governor, Mike DeWine. Also worth noting that J.D. Vance in the United States Senate took the seat of Rob Portman, a decidedly bipartisan Republican senator. Previously, before being in the United States Senate, served in the George W. Bush administration, a kind of personification of that Republican establishment of old. Republican establishment that, as a candidate in 2015 and in pursuit and capturing of the Republican nomination in 2016, Donald Trump vanquished, or at least began the process of vanquishing, which, to Caitlin Huey-Burns' point just a moment ago, has now been fully vanquished. The establishment Republican Party of George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush is no longer. It is, in any way, shape, or form, within a Trump Republican Party. There may still be some advocates, but they are.
Mercy, that is my vice presidential candidate. I cannot wait to cast my vote for him. Lord have mercy, I'm so excited. And I can't wait to go to Flowery Branch tomorrow and see him. Now, we're going to take y'all on a little tour of an apple house. And this is compliments of somebody who did this about a year ago. We were going up to film a river scene and decided to stop at R&A Orchards. I hope that you will get out and support all of our local orchards, support all of our small businesses, because as I go through the 18 years that I've been here at ETC, the commercials, there are so many small businesses who didn't make it. We are praying for small businesses. And today, I set a sack of taters over here off the set to describe what it is to buy potatoes today. And I remember buying a 5-pound bag of potatoes for $1.98. Well, now they are $5.49. And I used to go to the farmer's market and we could buy a 50-pound bag for $10 or a 100-pound bag for $20. Now those are over $85 a bag. So think about the difference in what has happened to us, just the average working folks. And we can call ourselves hillbillies, we can call ourselves mid-towners, we can call ourselves downtowners, we can call yourself whatever you are. When you get to the grocery store, you're just like everybody else. You are trying to feed your family. So we're going to take you out to R&A Orchards, where you can feed your family some pretty good stuff, and you can take them to pick fresh apples off the trees.
Hey y'all, welcome to Ellijay, where we are in the middle of apple country. We are in apple country because it is apple season. We are at the best apple house in North Georgia. In my opinion, I do love these folks. R&A Orchards. Been in business for many, many years. Generational family business. And this is where you get those amazing, amazing fried pies. This is where you get that great apple bread. This is where you get apple cider donuts. This is where you fill up on these amazing, amazing pies. And I can tell you, you can place a special order and you can get some cakes done too. They do amazing, amazing things. Again, a family business, generational, been here forever, and everybody loves a trip to R&A Orchards. If you haven't been to R&A Orchards, they're on Highway 52 East, about 6 miles out of downtown Ellijay. We welcome you to come and visit and get to know apple country. This is truly apple country, and it is where those apples come off those trees fresh and ready for you to cook, to can, to serve. And remember, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Get out to R&A Orchards and get to know a little bit about these nice people, and stop in and tell the Futch family hello. Great generations of hard-working folks have been here a long, long time. They would welcome you to come and visit and to taste these beautiful apples. In North Georgia, they are ready, they are picked, they are fresh, and I see them bringing boxes that will be shipped across the United States and maybe even some foreign countries. Who knows who's going to order apples from Ellijay, Georgia? After all, welcome to Ellijay, where we are truly apple country. When you look at grading apples, it's not about just growing, it's not about just the soil. It's about what do you keep, what do you ship, what do you can, what do you preserve. It's all about what's the best apple for you to enjoy. And it is all about apple country. We are truly in the finest apple country. Ellijay, Georgia. Welcome to Ellijay. Welcome to the world of apples. Welcome to the world of family farming. And again, how many generation farms? Four generations of farming. And this is one of those things you will want to come and get a fresh apple. Look at those. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So again, grading apples, making sure you get the very best, as fresh as it can be, right here in Ellijay, Georgia. R&A Orchards is open 7 days a week. They're open every day except Christmas, if I remember right. Are you open every day except Christmas? Yes, yes, every day but Christmas. So come and visit us, Highway 52 East, about 6 miles outside Ellijay, Georgia. The apples are calling, and they are closer than you think.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time. And delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy taught him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
He's loose. He's across the 40 to the 50. It's a foot race to the end zone.
Keep it. He's got a little bit of running room. Hops over a defender. Picks up the first down.
There he goes up the middle. He'll be cut down at the 20.
Is into the end zone for a Fannin Rebel score.
Catches it in stride. He'll go to the end zone.
Breaks the tackle. Touchdown.
See us anytime you can.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Thou art strong. Jesus, keep
Ain't one hammer here in this town that'll ring like mine, that'll ring like mine. Wrong buddy, don't trust her slow. How can I roll? This won't go. This old hammer, it killed John Henry. Ain't gonna kill me, ain't gonna kill me. Roll on, buddy, don't you roll so slow. How can I roll? This won't go. Roll on, buddy, don't you roll so slow. How can I roll? This won't go.
Go down, Moses. Can't you hear God calling thee? Go down, Moses. Set my people free. God spoke to Moses in a burning bush. The fire of God came down. God said, Moses, take off your shoes. You're standing on holy ground.
Go down, Moses.
Can't you hear God calling thee? Go down, Moses. Set my people free. Pharaoh hardened up his heart as plagues came one by one. Only the blood on the lintel would save the firstborn son.
Go down, Moses.
Can't you hear God calling thee? Go down, Moses, set my people free. This angel came on quickly, like a thief in the night. But the Israelites were ready to take flight.
Go down, Moses.
Can't you hear God calling thee? Go down, Moses, set my people free. God still speaks to us today through the fire that burns within. Only the blood of Jesus can save us from our sin.
Go down, children.
Can't you hear God calling thee? Go down, children, let Jesus set you free.
Go down, children.
Go down, children, let Jesus set you free.
There's a path back in the mountains, that one house where I was born. And even now, the memories linger. My mama's smile so soft and warm. Roasting pine, I hear you calling to me back to my home, where the fox and down through the hills all roaming. Lord, Late at night, when I'm alone and lonely, I sit here my daddy call my name. Rode some pine, I hear you calling, calling me back to my home, where the fox and hound through the hills all roaming. Lonesome pine calling me home. Someday soon I'm gonna travel back to the land that I love best. In the stillness of the mountains, I will find sweet peace and rest. Rode some pine, I hear you calling, calling to me back to my home, where the fox and hound through the hills all roaming. Lonesome pine calling me home.
We don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee. We don't take our trips on LSD. We don't burn our draft cards down on Main Street. We like living right and being free. We don't make a party out of loving. We like holding hands and pitching woos. We don't let our hair grow long and shaggy like the hippies out in San Francisco do. And I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee, a place where even squares can have a ball. We still wave Old Glory down at the courthouse, and white lightning's still the biggest thrill of all. Leather boots are still in style from manly footwear. Beads and Roman sandals won't be seen. Football's still the roughest thing on campus, and the kids there still respect the college dean. And I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee, a place where even squares can have a ball. We still wave Old Glory down at the courthouse, and white lightning's still the biggest thrill of all. We still wave Old Glory down at the courthouse in Muskogee, Oklahoma, USA. Smoky Mountain memories about my home in Tennessee. Memories keep calling me home. Mountains rising in my soul, higher than the dreams I've known. Misty-eyed, they cling to me by Smoky Mountain memories. An old gray man with a dog asleep at his feet plays a worn-out fiddle full of melodies. He smiled with his eyes, but the lines on his face told me more than the tunes he played. Talking about my Smoky Mountain memories. Pretty girl from Tennessee. I was such a fool to leave her all alone. I think about her in my dreams and wonder if she thinks of me. I'll always hold her close to me in my Smoky Mountain memories. So Mr. Play your fiddle, please. Play some mountain memories. I've been down a lonely road, so far from home. Nothing left to hold on to. I made some plans, but they fell through. Now there's nothing left for me but my Smoky Mountain memories. Smoky Mountain memories about my home in Tennessee. Memories keep calling me home. Mountains rising in my soul, higher than the dreams I've known. I can't get away from all my Smoky Mountain memories. Talking about my Smoky Mountain
This old highway's getting longer. It seems there ain't no end in sight. To sleep would be best, but I just can't afford the rest. I got to ride to Denver all night. I call the house but no one answers. For the last 2 weeks, no one's been home. I guess it's through with me. To tell the truth, I just can't see what's kept a woman holding on this long. And the white line's getting longer, and the saddle's getting cold. And I'm much too young to feel this damn old. All the cards are on the table, no place left in the hole. And I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Competition's getting younger, tougher bronze, you know I can't recall. Wore
seem to be only friends I've left at all. And the white line's getting longer, and the saddle's getting cold, and I'm much too young to feel this damn old. All the cards are on the table, and no haste left in the hole, and I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Lord, I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Thank y'all very much. Appreciate that.
It's exciting to get to feel good about America, y'all. We have an opportunity together, you and I, your friends, your family, your neighbors. We can get together and we can bring America back to greatness. We can do it, but we've got to work really, really hard. We're going to be working hard tomorrow to be there, support, and gosh, I cannot wait to see J.D. Vance in person. He is such an eloquent speaker, but he speaks from his heart, and his heart is hillbilly born and bred. He is a working man who turned his life into an amazing dream story, and it came from his faith. He said that once upon a time, he got to a point that he just wasn't sure God existed, and then God came back into his life, and wow. We have seen God and his amazing works. He is real. He loves us. He has saved President Trump twice. Think about that. I was standing at Martin Luther King's funeral 4 feet from Robert Kennedy. 2 months later, Robert Kennedy was assassinated. Every time I look at the picture of RFK and Trump together, I get cold chills because I think this is something that is meant to be to save our country. We can do it, but we have to get together. If you aren't registered to vote, please register to vote. You have just a few days to do that. It takes about 2 minutes. It's so simple, so easy. If you are registered to vote and you said the last election, I'm just going to sit it out, it's not worth voting. 40 million Christians did not vote last election. Please, every preacher, talk to your flock. Everybody get together and vote for America. We're not voting for a presidential candidate or a vice presidential candidate. We're voting for us. We're voting for our country. We're voting for somebody who is going to look at how our dollars are spent. They won't be leaving $85 billion of equipment on foreign soil and then give the air base to the enemy. I mean, this is crazy, y'all. These things happened. We have to stop the madness. And you know who can do it? You and I can. It just takes us getting together. Get together, get your neighbors together, pick up the phone today, call a neighbor and say, hey, have you really listened to J.D. Vance? Do you know what a great candidate he is for vice president? And if you'll just stop and say, you know, I need to really listen to the policy that Donald Trump, that's his agenda. His policy is about us and bringing money back to our table, bringing groceries back to our homes. When we look at what we're spending on groceries, that ought to be enough to make you mad. And when we look at the safety of our nation, I have never been worried. I'm an independent single woman, run around all the time by myself. I've never been worried about being out and about until lately. And yesterday something happened to somebody I know down in Marietta, and he said, all of a sudden I saw my life flashing before my eyes. And I said, yeah. And when he talked to the police officer about what had happened, the policeman said, hey, buddy, I would have run too. This is a time in America that we don't feel safe, and there's no point in this. It all happened when those open borders brought in millions and millions of people that we don't need in our country. We didn't welcome to our country, and we didn't want them here. A lot of good folks came in legally, and we love that. We love that the American dream is real. But we've got to stop the madness. We have to bring us back to feeling safe in our own little cities. And to Fannin County, I have to say a big thank you to the folks in Fannin County. Good bunch of people. Great place to live, great place to work, and such nice folks up there. We saw music today from Mineral Bluff, Fannin County, down to, and when we look at, we served from Ball Ground to Turtletown for many, many years. Today we are serving a bigger audience because we now go all the way over into Bartow County. We are growing, and without you, we wouldn't grow. Without you, we can't get our nation back to where it's our country. It is ours to be celebrated in. So together, get out and make sure we make our vote count. I'm going to be with J.D. Vance tomorrow, and I'm so excited I can't hardly stand it. Can y'all tell it? I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you again when we return to ETC. Don't forget, everything we do goes to YouTube, so check it out. Check out the old programs, check out the new programs, and you just might see yourselves on there. See y'all again soon. Bye.